realtor here in Lloydminster started something called Feel Good Friday to help the community focus on the good. Our Randy Cormish got the chance to speak with him to learn more.
Today I'm joined by TJ Altman, who is a realtor here in Lloydminster. And today we're just going to be talking about Feel Good Friday, which is something he started about a year ago. So thank you so much for joining me today, TJ. Would you be able to just start off by telling me a bit about Feel Good Friday and what it's all about?
Feel Good Friday is, I was sitting around one day and I was talking to some friends and I said, you know what? Like there's so much crap on social media and it's just also negative. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to start a feel good campaign. Everybody loves a Friday. So, you know what? Why not Feel Good Friday? And you know what? I mean, people do good deeds all the time. But this was going to be, a scheduled good deed. And then it was also going to be scheduled for somebody that I heard doing something great, and then I kind of started to reach out to the social media community and say, hey, you know what? Tell me some great feel good stories, whether it was somebody doing this or somebody helping with that or somebody sponsoring this or, the hockey team cleaning up somebody's yard or whatever that is, right? And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to reward those people and I'm going to buy them lunch or flowers, right? With just all the food sensitivities and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes flowers is easier, and sometimes people like flowers and it cheers people up. So it was really designed to cheer people up and to let them know that people know they're doing great things.
Yeah, wow, that sounds awesome. And then what kind of impact do you hope that this has on the community?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I mean, it's kind of something I do. I mean, I guess my whole life I've tried to be as kind to people as possible, right? And I hope that just, it kind of catches on and we stray away from the complaining, and because everybody's got problems. You know what? Everybody's got something going on and we don't know what that is. But, if you can take that away for a little bit to, pump somebody up or, make somebody smile, that's really all it's what it was designed to do. And I'm going to keep doing it. I started it last year, sometime I think in December. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do this in September, sorry. And I'm going to do this to the end of December because Christmas time and all that stuff. And then I had a number of people reach out and say, hey, by the way, I really like what you're doing. Like someone will stop me in a grocery store or something like that. And you know what, it's humbling and it feels good because, you know what, I hope it catches on, right? And Feel Good Friday has evolved. And I was sitting down with one of the winners and they said, you know what? Have you ever thought of this? And the idea was, as opposed to, spending $200 on pizza or flowers, why don't you kind of put that into, a community jackpot or a community chest and give it to a charity, right? So that's how these people that are, I guess I'll call it winning the Feel Good Friday, they think, you know what, they don't think about themselves. They're like, how can this make something better, right? So now what I'm doing is every quarter, so every 4 months, I'm going to do a draw for $1,800 towards a charity in Lloydminster and the surrounding area, right? So that's kind of where it's taken itself to.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. And then, so I know each week there's a new winner.
Yes.
So how does choosing that process work? Like, how do you choose the winner each week?
Well, what happens is I kind of I'll look on Facebook because as a realtor, I do spend a fair bit of time on social media. And what happens is I'll just kind of pick, a feel good story, like, and I'll use Cliff Rose, for example. Well, Cliff Rose, as long as I can remember, and I've been in Lloyd for 30 years, they've donated to every function that's been around, right? And then somebody was just, I'll call it bragging about how good they were. And I'm like, okay, that's a perfect example of exactly what I'm looking for, right? And they don't want kudos. They don't want, some people actually have declined recognition. They said, hey, you know what? I stay away from social media as much as possible. Um, don't don't do feel good for me. And I'm like, okay, not a problem, right? So, that's just how it is because unfortunately, and you're in the industry of reporting and such like that. I mean, in the olden days, one of the slogans was if it bleeds, it leads, so I mean, not everybody's looking for good stuff, right? And that's unfortunate, right? So that's what I focus myself on in a lot of ways, right?
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this today, TJ. That's all the questions I have for you. And I look forward to hearing who the next Feel Good Friday winner is.